Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Thank you for coming today to talk about the High School Spanish 2 class and sharing your thoughts about this class with others. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to ask you some questions. Lucy, how did the Spanish 2 class expand on what you learned in Spanish 1?
I learned lots of new vocabulary, verbs, and how to speak in past tense.
Okay. Kalela, what about you? You had taken the Spanish 1 class before, but not with me, right? So you took it somewhere else.
True.
Okay.
This class definitely expanded on my knowledge on how to speak Spanish fluently. I feel like with my previous Spanish 1, I was learning the words, but I was having trouble putting them together to form complete sentences. This class has helped me become way more fluent in my speaking and reading.
Kalela, how did you feel about the balance between speaking, listening, reading, and the writing activities in this class?
I feel like everything was pretty equal. I felt like once we were done listening to what you had to say, we had enough time to write and then discuss among the class. So I felt like I was learning at a great pace. I feel like it was very balanced.
Lucy?
I thought there was a great balance between all the different elements of the class.
Lucy, looking back on how you speak and listen in Spanish now, do you think you've gotten better over the course of Spanish too?
I think that's really improved how I feel about talking in more of a group of Spanish. I feel like it's more easy.
Kalela?
I feel like I've been speaking way more clearly in Spanish since I've taken this course.
Excellent. Excelente. Lucy, do you feel confident about using Spanish in real life situations now?
Yes, I definitely feel like I can use them in real life situations, and that what I learned in this class will be very helpful for me in the future and even now.
Halila, what about you?
Yes, I feel like I could go to a Spanish speaking country right now and conduct productive conversations. I feel like it's helped me.
Lucy,
Yes, I definitely feel like I can use Spanish real life situations, and that what I learned in this class will help me in the future a lot, and even now.
Maddie, what about you?
Somewhat. I still have to learn a lot, but I could definitely have a few conversations.
Maddie, do you think that my Spanish 2 class helped to expand on what you learned in Spanish 1?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How so?
It's just learning all different nouns and stuff, irregular verbs, and the grammar, mainly.
Kalela, everyone has a different learning style. Do you feel that I taught you in a way that helped you to learn using your particular learning style?
Yes, I do. My learning style is visual. I feel like the pictures in the book and the illustrations helped me a lot to understand the language better. What I love about the class, I feel like there is so much different learning styles in it, like seeing it written, having conversations between each other to get used to speaking and hearing it, and also hearing different conversations in the videos we watch. I feel like it helps out a lot, no matter what your learning style is.
Maddie, what about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely a visual learner, so all the pictures definitely have helped me. And also just the interactions, like everybody helps each other when we need it.
Muy bien. Maddie, what are your thoughts about the class pace? Was it too fast, too slow, or just right?
It was pretty much just right for me. Like with prepositions, I kind of struggle with those, so I probably could have used a little bit longer on that, but overall, good pace. Yeah, I've learned so much in this class from it.
Lucy, what about you?
I think that pace is just right, and you made sure everybody is ready to move forward before we did.
Kalela?
I feel like the pace was just right. I feel like I had enough time to work in the workbook and speak and still understand all at the same time.
Muy bien. Lucy, were the materials that we used in this class helpful for you in learning Spanish? And is there one in particular that you liked?
Definitely. I love the workbooks that we use in Spanish too. They made it really fun. And I also feel like it made the information really stick with the pictures and visual thing. I also love the cultural videos we watch.
Was there a cultural video in particular that you enjoyed the most or that stood out to you, Lucy?
I remember the one we did on Spain. I thought was really cool.
Okay. Kalila, what about you?
I think that I loved the cultural videos and the Kahoot games and attachments that were attached to most of the lessons. Feel like that helped me with my visual learning. It helped me to visualize, see the words. Also, with the cultural videos, it helped me to learn more about the country of Spain and the country of Mexico. I believe we did one on that one too. But it helped me to learn more about the culture, but also it helped me to speak.
Mari, and you?
It definitely was the videos, like the ones of the animations where it gives you the captions and then it gives you like English and then nothing at all. The questions at the end. That was really helpful for me.
Muy bien. Kalila, how helpful were the tests and the homework in Spanish too for tracking your progress?
They were very helpful, and I feel like my parents also saw it that way because every time I would receive a new grade, I would know if the grade was lower than it needed to be, I would know what I needed to work on. Since my grades have been steady, my parents have been proud of that, but they've also seen me come a long way in Spanish.
Muy bien. Lucy?
I think that it's very good checking your progress with the test. And I can really see what I needed to work on a little more, what parts I was having more trouble with that I needed to go over.
Mari?
Well, they definitely helped me to see what I still needed to work on and what I knew. They were pretty helpful.
Lucy, how did you feel about the amount of homework assigned in class? Was it too much, too little, or was it doable?
I think that the amount of homework assigned was perfect, and I had enough time to study beforehand and had time to look over the result after and have the helpful recommendations.
Kalila?
I definitely feel like the amount of homework was reasonable. I felt like it was doable and I got all of it done. So I think that it was great.
Mari?
In the beginning of the class, it was like kind of not enough for me because I had previously taken Spanish, so I knew all of that. But then later in the class, it did get to a good amount of homework that helped.
You just reminded me when you said that, right? You took my Spanish one, but you had previously taken Spanish before my Spanish one. So my Spanish one didn't challenge you enough, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why we went ahead and we moved you to Spanish 2. And Spanish 2 for you was a better placement. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mari, how did you feel about the amount of feedback that you received on your assignments and assessment? Do you feel that I gave you enough feedback to help you to understand what you needed to study more, for example?
Definitely. Yeah.
Lucy, what about you?
I thought the feedback was very helpful.
Kalela?
I thought the feedback was great and most times it helped me to correct my mistakes.
Lucy, what aspects of the class did you find most enjoyable or engaging?
My favorite parts of class were having conversations with you and the rest of the students because I really felt like it helped me gain confidence in using Spanish regularly.
Okay. Kalela?
I feel like I'm actually going to say the same thing Lucy said, piggyback off of that. I feel like it was great to have dialogue with you and the rest of the class because it helped me feel more confident with talking to other people in Spanish.
And Mari?
It was the conversation for me. It was like every time I would hear someone say something, my brain would just switch to Spanish mode. So that made my brain work a lot, and I could memorize it easily from that.
Muy bien.
Kalela, how did the class foster a sense of community among the students?
I feel like the conversation really helped to foster a sense of community because talking, doing the get to know you and icebreakers that we did, and also just having our Spanish conversations, it really helped me to feel accepted. It helped me to feel like I was part of the class.
Mari, what about you?
The same thing as Kalila.
Lucy?
Yeah, I really think that it was the conversations because we could get to know each other and still be learning Spanish through it. I feel like everyone's really friendly with each other.
Okay, muy bien. Lucy, did you feel comfortable asking questions and seeking help from me? And did I answer questions quickly? And did they help you understand the language better?
Definitely. You always give me really helpful feedback, and I'm never nervous to ask any questions or get help.
Kalila, what about you?
I would say that yes, I'm definitely very comfortable asking questions or asking you questions in class. I feel like it really helps me, and your feedback has definitely been great and it's helped me move forward.
Mari?
Yeah, just the way you engage us all and have us help each other, it just makes me feel more comfortable not to be afraid to ask something if I don't know the answer.
Muy bien.
Kalela, if someone were to ask you, how is Senora Stacko as an instructor, what would you say?
I would say that you're an amazing instructor. I think that everything that you've taught me in this class has helped me grow as a Spanish speaker. And I would say that you're also a great listener because every need and concern that I've had, you've met.
Mari?
I would definitely recommend you. I actually have told some of my friends about how you helped me learning Spanish because my one friend, her first language is Spanish, so she visits me sometimes and I tell her how I learned. And I say that my teacher, Senora Stacko, she's just a really great teacher.
Muchas gracias, Mari. Lucy?
I think that you're very encouraging and that you're never intimidating and you have a friendly relationship with all of the students. I really love how you give us helpful corrections and I never feel pressured when answering questions. I love that you're really fun, but you always keep the class under control. I always look forward to class every week.
Muy bien. Mari, do you want to visit a Spanish speaking country? If so, which one and why?
I think it would be fun to visit a Spanish country. I can't remember which one it was, but one of them has like a bunch of rainforests, and I really like rainforests.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
El Yunque has the rainforest.
Okay. Mhm.
Lucy, what about you?
Puerto Rico seems like a really fun place to visit, and I'd love to be able to use my Spanish speaking skills there if I visit one day.
Kalila?
I have been thinking about visiting Mexico. I love the culture there and I love the cuisine. I definitely would like to visit Mexico if I have the chance.
Muy bien.
Mari, how do you think Spanish might benefit you in the future, whether it's traveling, networking, or career wise?
Well, I've always just wanted to travel to countries and be a missionary. So that would help if I were to ever go to Spanish speaking places. I could talk to them without needing a translator.
Muy bien. Lucy?
I would love to have a job where I can use my Spanish speaking skills there. I think it would be really fun to visit a Spanish speaking country and use my skills.
Alela?
I think being able to speak fluent Spanish would benefit me travel wise, knowing that I do want to travel out of the country. And as I previously said, I would like to go to Mexico. I feel like it would just help me to communicate my needs with the people there and just help me to have a safe and fun experience.
Lucy, overall, how would you rate your experience in this class? Did the class meet your expectations?
It definitely did. This is my 4th year taking Spanish with Clara Stacko. I enjoy all of my classes with her, and I look forward to the next one. So yes, it definitely met my expectations.
Big with high school Spanish 3. Kalela?
I would definitely rate this class as a 5-star experience. I think that it helped me meet all my goals. I definitely think that even though I won't be coming back next year, I've taken away so much. I feel so much more confident with my Spanish speaking abilities.
And I'm going to miss you next year. You do. Me vas a hacer falta. Mari, what about you?
It was pretty much what I've expected in a Spanish class, and it's well organized and well put together. I've enjoyed it mostly, except for the fact that I have to stay on a computer. But it's worth it with this class. I like this class.
Muy bien. Kalela, do you have any recommendations for future students who will be taking this class?
Yes, I do. When there's any test or quiz coming up, I would definitely encourage any future students to study the material well, because I've been in situations where I didn't study as hard as I could have, and that did affect my grade.
Lucy, what about you?
I think that anyone who wants to take Spanish should definitely take this class. I highly recommend it. They will not be disappointed.
Mari?
I would recommend this to basically anyone who wants to speak Spanish, no matter what their skill level is. It's just a really great class that's helped me so much too.
Were there any areas where you felt that the class could be improved or modified to better suit your learning needs? Lucy?
I don't have any critiques. I think it's just an amazing class.
Kalela?
I think the class is amazing. It definitely suited all my needs, and it met me where I am. There's no improvements that I see can be made.
Let's get creative here. If you could add one new activity to our Spanish class, what would it be and what? Kalela?
I actually feel like it would be interesting if we added something where we could cook a Spanish cuisine for homework and just try the different foods. I think that that would definitely add an interesting aspect to the class.
I like that idea. I actually have a recipe that my mom uses to make arroz con gandules, and I'll have to use that maybe for the next class. That's a good idea. Muy bien. That ends our time together. I want to thank you again for joining me and sharing your thoughts, and I will see you soon. Adios.
Adios.
Adios.